Greetings from the shed again. It's absolutely full of junk up here. Needs a bloody good clear out like this country does. Kick a few of these scrounging asylum seekers out for a start, illegal immigrants, so on and so forth. That would help, wouldn't it, in time of, well, it's not a recession, this is a depression. Ridiculous nonsense, I'm saying, recession. Anyway, one of the things that was picked up on in one of my latest little videos up here was this Sanyo Boombox. There's a couple of people have asked about this, I think. Lackland 1984 was the last one to mention this. So here goes. Now this must have been made in the mid to late 80s because it's all black. You've got twin tape decks, only one of which records in the usual way. High-speed dubbing from one to another is actuated by that switch there. You've also got one motor driving each mechanism. That's quite a nice feature really. Nowadays you tended to find in the last ones made, about the last 10 years really, that they made cassette decks in any number. If it was a twin, there was only one motor powering both drives. So yeah, not brilliant, shall I say, quality-wise. This one has 5-band graphic equalizer, and the controls of which seem very stiff, and little headphone socket there. Balance, volume, FM, AM tape, and dubbing. Presumably you have to put that down the dubbing when using the high-speed dubbing feature. And then over here you've got a medium shortwave and shortwave 2 switch, which doubles up as the stereo mono switch for those hissy FM stations that refuse to come in right. There's only one mic on this, only one built in, and it's right there. Main tuning control here, fine tuning down there, that little tiny knob. And then you've got a power on light and the FM stereo beacon, obviously a radio dial up here. So without further ado, see what it sounds like. Any of you remember that one? War of the Worlds, that was. Great for testing the bass though, hey? And the sound, as you hear, isn't too bad as they go. The speed is still spot on, nice and steady, which is the way we like it. Just try the radio. Can't guarantee what we'll get.
For chart entry, it was a revival of a 60s hit by the Mamas and the Papas.
Moving on up the scale. I don't get a very good signal here because of all the high old Victorian buildings around me. There we are. Well, that seems to be working. It's very, very stiff, but it does work. And so there we are. Can't get much out of the medium wave or AM at all. Now this being as old as it is, it's one of those ones that's got the mains lead permanently attached. Operation on batteries is from 8 D cells, and the mains lead is permanently fixed, and there's an AC or DC battery switch changeover switch at the back. I shan't pull it out in case I generate an avalanche of this, that and the other, including 8-track players and all this sort of thing. The speakers contain a 5¼ inch woofer, if you could call it that. Up there will be one of those little crystal tweeter things, and as I said on the other video, they don't really do anything that this 5-inch job won't. Now there's nothing on that tape, so I'll try the playback only deck.
The hammering from the pit and the pounding of guns grew louder. My fear rose at the sound of someone creeping into the house. Then I saw it was a young artilleryman, weary, streaked with blood and dirt. Anyone? That
reminds me, I've got to go to the post office. Weary and streaked with blood, yeah. Oh dear. This still has the original heads in it, believe it or not. They're still good, as you can hear. There's no muffled sound at all, no tendency to lose treble or anything. I do believe I've had the back off once to change a couple of the belts, but that's all I've ever had to do. And this thing was slung my way. The dustman picked it up down the road. Oh, it must be a good few years back now, and they said, "Oh, you like old radios and things, don't you? You know, save us dumping that, you know." Did I want it? So it's been here ever since. It didn't go when I had it. It needed the new belts, and some of the contacts were absolutely filthy inside, so you could only get one speaker on FM and this sort of thing. But after a bit of TLC and a service of the 2 tape deck mechanisms, it's been fine, really. Just goes to show, you know, if you make it properly in the first place, then you've half a hope of sorting it out. Anyway, I hope you liked it and that it's answered a few of your questions. I haven't tried the record. I'll do that quickly from the radio.
It's an evolution of history, isn't it?
There's no sound level indicator gauge on this or whatever, and so the level is automatically set. One thing that does come through is that this thing sounds good playing all types of music, classical or pop or whatever. Slightly naff old tape there, but yeah, the AC bias recording's working well, isn't it? So if it'll do that, it'll copy tapes quite happily, providing you've got a decent tape, of course. So there you are, as I say. I hope you liked it, and see you next time.